Hi guys, welcome to Kumar Consulting. So guys, now recently there is a question asked by interviewer from one of my student, and the question was, what is value date? See, value date, I know like most of you have already seen at the time of like mostly whenever you post payment related transactions, you'll be having a field called value date, right? But when somebody asks like what is the use of value date or what do you mean by value date, most of the people are unable to explain the actual logic of this one or actual use of this value date, right? So I'll just do one thing guys, I'll explain here with example what is this value date. Let's have a look here now. So I'll just do one thing. Say for example, take example of vendor payment only. So let's suppose we have made a payment to the vendor on this date. Okay, so we have made the payment on this date. But what is happening, guys? Now the bank, because let's suppose bank transfer, you're using the payment method that is bank transfer. So generally, what happened? The instruction is given to the bank. Now, what will happen? Bank will transfer the money to the vendor. So it is taking like t plus one, or t plus two, right? T plus one, or it could be t plus two, whatever. So t plus one, t plus two means what? If we have like let's suppose processed the payment today, so in our SAP system what is happening? The payment is processed, but what about the actual payment? Actual payment means vendor has received that money or not. So vendor is going to receive the money on which date, guys? So t plus 2 means vendor will receive the money on 27th, right? In the sense bank will process this transactions on 27th based on this t plus 1 or t plus, if t plus 1 is there then 26, right? If t plus 2 is there then 27 the bank will process. So what is happening, guys? What about this actual fund deductions? Actual money deduction is taking place in our bank account on which date? On 27th, right? So 25th, of course it can be your posting date, but 27th is going to be your value date, right? The value date is going to be 27th. So now look at here, if you talk about the definition of this value date, the date when the amount affects the bank account balance. Look at here, when the amount has affect the bank account balance, guys, on 27th, not on 25th, isn't it? So the value date is going to be 27th. I'll quote here certain example. Pretty simple examples are there. In case of incoming payment, look at here. A customer makes payment on March 25th, but the bank process it on March 26th, right? So let's suppose we have received the confirmation from customer on March 25th. So what is happening? Let's suppose the transaction is posted on March 25th itself, but the value date is going to be March 26th. Why? Because the money will be available in the bank account on which date? On March 26th itself, right? Similarly, for vendor payment again, this is outgoing payment again. So company made the payment to the supplier on April, let's suppose 1st of April, whereas the bank has deduct this amount on 2nd of April, in the sense like t plus 1, right? So bank deduct, see, bank has deduct the money, in the sense once the money is deducted from your account, then only it will be paid to the vendor account, right? So here the posting date will be March 1st, sorry, April 1st, whereas the value date is going to be April 2nd, because on that particular date the money is debited from company's account, isn't it? Now, so what is the difference between posting date and value date, guys? Look at here. Posting date means what? The posting date is the date when the actual transaction has taken place. The transaction has recorded here in SAP, whereas the value date means date when the transaction affects the bank balance, isn't it? What is the impact? Impact is pretty simple. If the posting date means we have posted the transaction, so accounting entry is made on that particular date, and value date impact means determine when the funds are available. When the funds are available means, look at here, the in case of customer the transaction is posted on March 25th, whereas the fund actual cash is available into bank account on March 26th, right? So with the help of value date determines when the funds are available, right? And the example is already quoted here, so I'll not repeat again. So pretty simple, guys. I hope you guys are able to understand the value date and the difference between posting date and value date. Here, look at here. The posting date is when the transaction is recorded into SAP, whereas the value date is when the money is considered available or deducted, right, from our bank account. So this is what the actual difference between what do you say this posting date and value date. And if anybody asks what do you mean by value date, I hope now you guys will be able to answer